There's a speech from an anti-Semite that went viral recently, and I was gonna do a video on it, but it's been a while since I've aped anything from Mr. Regan. So, hey, Reg, take it away.
Logic of a moron.
Mr. Regan.
All right, so there's a video here that's gone viral. The woman's name is Tamika Mallory. She's
Okay, so do you not remember Tamika Mallory? Because I do. Tamika Mallory is the woman that basically torpedoed the Women's March when she was incredibly anti-Semitic towards another organizer, a Jewish woman organizer. And after that falling out, it just like the whole entire thing crumbled. You guys saw the videos that I did on this year's Women's March. It was pretty hilarious. So now she's one of those that pops up every time with the Black Lives Matter and injustices and crying and all that other stuff. So yeah, that's why I was like, oh man, I should really do something on this. But you know, Reagan brought some data with him. You know, he does the white guy thing where, you know, it's all facts and meritocracy and stuff like what? So we're gonna ride his coattails on this one. Let's keep going.
national co-chair of the Women's March, apparently. And she is a complete and total degenerate. Her rant here has 4.3 million views. I imagine that 4 million of those are hopefully viewing her as a complete moron.
Most of them are chicks. See, that's the thing. They'll sit there and be like, oh, this is so powerful. And honestly, like I said, when it comes to the internet, these companies, they control the binary. So if they want something to have 4.5 million views, guess what it gets? 4.5 million views. You can't trust viral anymore. You know, like viral isn't viral once they realize, oh yeah, we can manipulate the viral, which they've been doing for a really long time. Big part of the reason why only 2% of the American population is even on Twitter is I completely disavow the internet as a viable means in which to measure damn near anything, because you got trolls, you got people who have agendas and want to push them through, and Tamika Mallory is definitely one of them. Tamika Mallory, Linda Sarsour, there are certain names that you hear, and when you hear those names, they should throw up every red flag that you have in your body, because 9 times out of 10, they have absolutely no interest in doing anything except for putting money in their own pockets. Let's keep going.
Because nothing that she says in this video makes any sense. So the reason, like, I don't know how this has gone so viral, like as if what she says is really profound or important or something like that. But anyway.
Because, and I'm Miss Reg, and I know this is going to sound terrible, because she's saying it to chicks. Like, yo, it's so amazing. Because, like, ladies, I love you so much, but you are very, and I repeat, very susceptible to hearing, to just taking whatever it is you want to hear and running with it. Okay, I do not mean to be sexist about this. If, you know, I'm pretty sure there are studies on this, all right? There's plenty of science out there. If you want to hear it, if it is something that you desire, it can be the biggest lie in the world, but you want to hear it. You know, like, that's the thing. You want to hear it. So thusly, you want to just take it as truth. And then, you know, particularly in the moment. And then once all is said and done, you're like, wait, how did this happen? And it's like, wait, this was easy. But so with that being said, I'm pretty sure of that 4.5 million views, quite a few of them is just chicks that sit there and listen to the same word salad that a Dr. Cornel West will spew. Like, it's just word salad. They are not going towards anything. It's just, hey man, we gotta sound right for the emancipation of the proclamation to get everything all across this nation better and prosperous, and just throwing out buzzwords instead of actual dialogue. It's amazing. It really is.
Let's go ahead and watch this video, and let's break it down. Let's see exactly what she's saying, and let's see if it makes any sense or if it's complete nonsense. Spoiler alert, this is the logic of a moron.
This is a coordinated activity happening across this nation, and so we are in a state of emergency. Black people.
Okay, so yeah, how are you in a state of emergency when you're the one that's, 'cause this is coordinated from Antifa and, George Soros and all those fun folks. Yeah, they've completely coordinated this. I have absolutely no doubt. But are you talking about the police or are you talking about yourselves? Like right? Because all the same folks always pop up. And I'm sorry, I didn't do this from the beginning because we didn't have, her face on there. But what was our first mistake, guys? Regan, gentlemen, what was our first mistake? Huh?
Are dying in a state of emergency.
Say that,
We cannot look at this as an isolated incident. The reason why buildings are burning.
See, that's the thing. It is. It is an isolated incident. You can look at it however you want, and this is why men and women don't have the same eyeballs. It is an isolated incident. It happened to Mr. Floyd. It sucks. It's terrible. Does it happen to people across this nation of all different colors? Yes. That's why the whole intersectionality thing as a cover is bullshit. We do all have pains and problems and histories that and what's my favorite word, and stereotypes to overcome. Make no mistake. We all have stereotypes to overcome in one way or another. If it's Reagan there being a boring black guy, or Tamika there being a loudmouth bedwench, or myself, being a dashing rogue. So many different so we all have our flaws, right? But that's the thing. It's individual. It is isolated. Golly, let's keep going.
Not just for our brother George Floyd.
In fact, they're not for him at all.
They're burning down because people here in Minnesota
are stupid, childish, and like to throw tantrums. That's it. They've been fed, particularly in Minnesota, where you have no offense to Ilhan Omar, but you're a Somali immigrant. They have a ton of Somali immigrants in these communities, and shoot, they come from what they just turned the place into. So it's like, bro. And I seen it here in Jersey, in Irvington. You have a whole bunch of Haitians. They came here and they just drive down the property values. And to sit there and be like, oh, well, then to take a black man, right? And then to take a black man, possibly, fingers crossed, descendant, and say, oh, yeah, well, this is all for him. We can tell that it's bullshit. It's nonsense. They could care less. This is because it's not their history at all. But it's individuals like this who feel like they have the license to, to spread that history around and be like, oh, yeah, so thusly, saying the way, like, all of our struggles are exactly the same. Intersectionality. No, they're not. They all deserve their own special, protocols and criteria. It cannot be one size fits all. And that's exactly what this mindset really pushes forward.
Are saying to people in New York, to people in California, to people in Memphis, to people all across this nation, enough is enough.
Enough what? Enough what? Because twice as many white men die at the hands of police every year than black men. So enough of what? Enough what? Enough what? What are you even talking about? She's not clear. Obviously, she thinks that the people listening to her know what she's talking about. I guess they do. She lives in a fantasy where she believes that she is oppressed because of the white man. That's what she thinks. All right, before we continue here, I have to...
Yeah, he has to sell stuff. I get it. We get it, guy. Angel Investment Summit. Okay, here we go. I love you, Reagan, but... Like, yeah, that's the thing. I respect the hustle, man. Like, go get them, my guy. Like, if I were ever lucky enough to get sponsors, yeah, I'd break this shit up too. But we are where we are in this world. Let's keep going.
By the absolutely despicable racism that has been propagated by CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, BuzzFeed, Politico, all of these left-wing, even NPR, they're constantly pushing this narrative that white people are evil and horrible and racist and black people are perfect angels. Of course these people are going to hate white people. Of course they are. Right?
So here's the deal. That's what happens when it's like six corporations that really move media. They have these that's the real fortunate thing about having established brands. If you ever saw the movie Tommy Boy, it was about the father, the father having a company, and Dan Aykroyd wanting to buy the company, but he wanted to buy the company for the box, for the brand, because the brand was rock solid. He couldn't care less about the the quality of the parts and the families and factories that were building the parts. And so he went on the whole journey, and it's a fun movie, I really do. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to the NPRs, the CBSs, the CNNs, they're brands. They became established brands by doing good work, but then they turned around and shoot, let's let this lady run this for a little bit, and they got all up in their feelings and they stopped being objective a very, very long time ago. And they, particularly during the President Obama's administration, and they were like, oh well, we got control and we're going to take over control, and we need this more feminine, more gay. I mean, I hope they don't catch me on that one. We need a more we need a softer touch to everything. We have to be sensitive, and this started taking place before Obama. Make no mistake, the seeds have been planted for a really long time, but they've accelerated to a ridiculous point where we have Trump in the White House and people trying to burn down Washington.
I don't blame them really for being racist, because that's the narrative that they've been fed their entire lives. You know what I blame them for? Burning down buildings. That was an action they decided to take upon themselves because of that hatred, all right?
And the fun part is that who's really just kicking back and licking their chops? The investment class, because they about to go and get a whole bunch of property real cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, maybe even China. Who knows?
Murdering people. The guy that got beaten to death in Dallas that I watched tonight. Yeah, those people, the people that did that beating, they are responsible for that, all right? But no, the hatred, I think, is probably the responsibility of CNN. In public schools.
I don't give a damn if they burn down Target. Because Target should be on the streets with us.
What? Target?
Yeah, seriously, that's stupid. That's really, really dumb. Target is a company. Yo, guys, why are you expecting, what idiot expects a company to stand with them? A company is a business. It's about profits. It's about money. Whatever can get their profit motive is over. So this is why you've seen all of these different companies, YouTube included, throw black up behind their logos in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. Like, bro, come on. The pain's on the wall, man. It really is. This is nonsense.
It isn't a person. She knows that, right? It's a business. I don't think the business of Target could go protest on the streets with you. You can't manifest Target into a human form and then have that human form go protest. This doesn't make any sense. I'm sure there are people who work at Target that are protesting with you. So what are you talking about? Would the CEO has to go down and protest?
I don't think so, because if that's their paycheck, I really don't think that the employees would be like, look, man, I still got I got to feed my family, man. This is not gonna make anything better for me. Maybe not, because if you got a job, then I assume there's a certain level of responsibility in you, and so I don't think the employees is out there burning the joint down, because where are they going to get their paychecks from?
Not sure that he would be welcome.
Calling for the justice that our people deserve.
It's ridiculous. You don't even know the facts of the George Floyd case. You saw a video and you jumped to a conclusion. The truth is, the cop might be guilty, right? The cop might be guilty of manslaughter or second-degree murder or whatever it is that he's charged with and found guilty of. We don't know yet.
The deal is that it was underlying conditions. Quick update on that. Apparently, there was underlying conditions, and he didn't directly die from asphyxiation, which would have been, the result of him having the knee on his neck. And I've since the day it happened, I've preached, hey, let's take this one day at a time. Don't sit there and wild out. But hey, no. They had to pull the trigger on this. They felt like this gave them more than enough license to completely go bonkers. And it's actually turning out to look like it may not have been, saying everything that they said it was. But like I said before, this has not been about George Floyd since, day 2. So since day 1, honestly, like 15 minutes, they like, oh, we got a video. Let's run. Let's run out. Like the fucking transform.
We don't have all the facts, but this woman and the people that are celebrating her little screaming and yelling fit, they all assume that this cop is terribly guilty and a horrible injustice has occurred. They haven't even given the police enough time to look into the case and see if the guy is guilty. They don't know what's going on. They're just jumping to conclusions, and it's disgusting.
It truly is, and that's why I really felt like, because I think I'm not sure if she stepped down as co-chair of the Women's March, but I know that she is a major part of the reason why the Women's March was as fickle and feeble as it was this year, because of a lot of very, very disgusting anti-Semitic comments that she made ultimately. So with that being said, guys, I think we're done here. Tamika Mallory is a terrible person. Her and Linda Sarsour are people that you should just stay away from. Whenever you hear these names, a bell should go off in your head that says, yeah, nah, I cannot take this seriously at all. Ladies, I'm sorry that you got to take the L like this, but for real, yeah, like, what the hell, man? Like, we can't keep running around on feelings like this, because it's gotten way out of hand. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff, if you liked it, toss a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Tamika Mallory's like Sean King, D-Ray McKesson, all like, what happened to that? Everybody's sitting there screaming Black Lives Matter. What happened to Darren Seals? What happened to any of the other people that organization, that there's strong evidence that suggests that there's been foul play in regards to that organization? You care about Black lives, right? Either ways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Until the next one.